Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. In this video on the Benz, I'm going to change the front brakes, the brake calipers, the brake discs, the pads, and that should probably be it. The reason? The brakes are binding. They have been overheated also a couple of times. It's possible to rebuild the calipers. I would do that if it was my own car. This is not mine, it's a customer car, which means that the time involved in fixing and rebuilding the calipers would be the same as a set of new ones. But the problem is this, and let me show you. This tire spins nice and freely. This one doesn't. And it gets worse the more you drive it, because the heat of the braking will expand the disc and make it bind up even more. So it's just a problem that will get worse and worse the more you drive it, and it will reach a point where it starts to boil the braking fluid, and when you then need the brakes and press the brakes, it will go to the floor. You will have to pump it because of the overheating. You will need a lot of force to even make it break. This has happened on this one, so it's been really hot. Working on a bench, you will just find the star on everything. The disc actually looks pretty good, but because I know that this has been severely overheated, it's got some grooves in it also. There's a big chance of warpage, and you would possibly feel a lot of shaking, especially at high speed. With light braking, you could get the entire car to shake if it's warped. So it's just going to be a matter of changing everything on the brakes except the brake line, because I didn't buy one and it looks just fine. This issue could also be collapsed brake lines, but it's not. And it's just from experience that I'm saying that. But I definitely feel the caliper being the culprit. Of course I will check if it's not and then change the line accordingly, but I don't see any reason to do that right now. As you can see on the pads, it's about time to do something about these brakes. They are worn down quite a lot. Yes, this caliper for sure could be rebuilt. I have no doubt about that. But actually the rebuild kit itself was pretty close to the price of a new caliper. And I also would need some time to fix it. So much against my own philosophy, I'm gonna change this rather than fix. Normally when you lube up the bolts on stuff like this, you really have to be careful that you don't get oil on the disc and the pads. In this case it doesn't matter. Everything is coming off. Firstly, I just want to loosen up the brake line. I'm not gonna spin it off because that will twist it up. So I need to spin the caliper instead. Like that. That broke the glove. Then I want to undo that bolt right there. I think this is the first time that I've seen this entire assembly being in one piece. Normally it's just broken to pieces. This has nothing to do with ABS, by the way, in case you were wondering. It is the wear indicator, which will start to indicate in the dash when this one grounds out, which it is not doing yet, but will do soon. The other side is probably not as worn because it's not dragging. It will burn the brake pads in no time when it drags. And I can undo this and this. Yeah, it's stuck because it's so sticky. I'm just gonna try to see if I can force the brake shoes back a little. As you can see, the brake fluid is leaking out nice and easy, and it's very clean looking. I do not believe in a collapsed brake line in this instance, but I do believe in a very, very stock caliper. It's not a sharp one, by the way. Just wanted to come loose. There we go. In order to remove the brake disc, which is, by the way, spinning nice and freely now, so it was the caliper, just in case you were wondering, I need to undo the bolt right here that locks the clamp. I made a video changing a bearing on my own Benz when I had one. It's a very... I like this system. It's very basic, but also really easy to work on. Just gonna spin this off. Just gonna remove the bearing with my clean glove and pack that away. Now I can just pull the entire assembly off like this. And then to change the disc, I need to undo those bolts in there. Here we go. I'm trying to keep dust and dirt from the inside of the bearing. And here we have a nice new brake disc. I'm just going to go outside and degrease it, because there's a layer of oil on this to prevent it from rusting. And then I'm going to give the mating surface of this a clean. And then I will just give this a light coat of grease, ANSI grease, just to make it come together a little better. Like this. Next up, I need to torque them. That's difficult because it just wants to spin if I try. What I like to do, put that in, 2 bolts. And to be honest, if it was my own car, I would just use the ratchet gun to get it tight. But being a customer job, I want to follow the specifications for that, so that I know it's all right. With that there, I now got the friction of the tire to keep it still, and then I can set my wrench to 114, right there. That's there, and then tighten it. As you can see with the ratchet gun, it was pretty much bang on. I moved it around 1 millimeter before it clicked, so it was maybe 110. Then I can remove the disc again and install it on the car. I think the grease looks fine, so I'm not going to change that. You could do that, but I won't. There we go. Firstly, I'm just going to tighten it all the way down, and then I'm going to tighten this up until everything is nice and tight, just to make sure that everything seats There we go, it's completely tight now. The wheel won't turn. I'm gonna loosen it up. And then I'm gonna tighten it until it stops spinning. Which I say is there. And then I'm gonna loosen it up 1/4 of a turn. Which I say is right around there. That feels good. And then tighten up this to 18.9 Newton meter. Right there. And then fit the new shiny caliper. And these are also tightened up to 114 Newton meter. That wasn't the right one. This is the right one. Pretty easy to actually hit the lower steering arm instead of the bolt holding on the caliper. That would be bad if you didn't catch. That wouldn't be great if you didn't catch it in time. I don't have to use an extension. That would make it more precise also, by the way. There we go. There we go. Oh, I forgot something important. I'm just going to remove it again. I need to fit that brake line, and I need to twist it on before I can tighten up the bolts and the caliper. Otherwise, I will twist it. There we go. Like so. Do the same with the other one. Install these, and I think they're supposed to go something like this. No, it doesn't look right. I wonder if I got the wrong kit. I got the wrong mounting kit for this. So I'm going to use the old parts for that part of it. So there we go. I need to do the same on the other side. There we go. And then I can fit this little thing. Okay, so the brake shoes didn't come with wear indicators. I'm a bit unlucky with the parts that I ordered, except the caliper, that's fine, and the shoes. This kit doesn't fit. I can't make it fit at least. And the wear indicator, it's ready for wear indicator, but they didn't come with the kit. So I'm just gonna steal the old one as well. It is, after all, just a piece of metal that is pushed into the pad, and the hole is drilled in these. So what I can do is just fit that in like this and plug it in, and then it will short when the pad is completely worn down and turn on the light on the dash. That's nice to have now that it works in a complete. There we go. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side off camera, and then take you back when I'm going to bleed the brakes. See you in a bit. So both of the calipers are changed, and now I want to siphon as much of the brake fluid from that circuit that I can, and then add some new one, and then add in some new and bleed it. I'm not going to touch the rear brakes today, but I have ordered brake pads for those because they are kind of worn as well, so I will do them in another video, or maybe off camera, who knows. But now I want to add some brake fluid. What I want to do is to siphon out as much as I can, and then just bleed the rest of it out, because brake fluid actually needs changing, but no one seems to do it in my country, which is a bit weird. At least not on classic cars. And then I can pressurize the system. I want to fill this up at least once. The canister is quite dirty, so don't look too much at the color. But I know if I fill this up completely, I have emptied out the system completely. On this line at least. There we go, we have all the bubbles out. So now it's just a matter of bleeding out the old fluid. It's especially necessary when it's boiled. But it is also hygroscopic, so it will attract water which will rust the inside out, which could have been the reason for the binding caliper. So it's completely clean now, so I'm just going to stop now because it's a waste to go any further. On this side. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to bring the light on this side, so we'll just have to bear with the visibility. So that's it. That's the brakes done on the Benz, at the front end at least. The list is shorter now. I need to do something about the steering, the glow plugs, some interior bits. So I'm pretty close to finishing off this project, I think. That's nice. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.